my channel. I'm Terrionna, aka Terrionna Makeup, and you're watching the Makeup Trap, where you find all the latest things, beauty, you know? Just go over all types of makeup products, all types of makeup tea, all types of makeup. So, if that's what you're into and all, hit that subscribe button, okay? So if you like this look, keep on watching and let's get into it, okay? Okay, ladies, let's get into this look. So for starters, I always prime my face, and for this I used a pore minimizing primer because I have large pores. And then I took my Laura Mercier oil-free foundation and I applied this foundation on the lower parts of my cheeks. And I know this foundation is a little too light for me. I know I'm not trying to be lighter, but I did get this foundation because it was on sale and it was like the last foundation. So yes, I copped it. But the thing is, once I blend this foundation out and add my contouring, the color will go into my skin more and I won't have the wrong color. So if you follow these techniques, you'll learn how to blend your foundation into your skin, even if your foundation is like 1 or 2 shades lighter. And sometimes I can even use a foundation that's a little too dark for my skin. So I'll take my beauty blender, and as you can see, the foundation looks super smooth onto my skin. That's why I do love this foundation. I wasn't a big fan at first until I started like playing with it a little bit more. And mainly I wasn't a big fan because of the color. It was making me extra light and I don't want to look like pale or nothing like that. But this foundation actually ends up working out very well and it makes my skin look super duper smooth. So I blend out my foundation with my beauty blender, and my beauty blender is kind of damp, so it helps blend out the foundation a little bit more. And then of course, like I put my concealer directly underneath my eyes on top of my skin. And I didn't use any foundation underneath my eyes, I just used my concealer, and it actually worked out pretty good. And I like the way that my makeup turned out without it. And sometimes I feel like I was scared to use my concealer directly onto my skin because I was thinking I'm not going to get such a full coverage. But lo and behold, you actually get a better coverage. So I actually do like putting my concealer directly onto my skin before my foundation. And then the thing is with this concealer, like my foundation's kind of really light, so this concealer doesn't pop like I really want it to, and I love when my concealer pops. But I'm taking the, what concealer is this? I actually think this is a Too Faced concealer that I had forever. The Too Faced concealer lasts a very long time. Definitely a good investment when it comes to concealers. I love a concealer that lasts me a long time because I'm paying all these coins for it, so I feel like it should last. Okay, so I only add a little bit of concealer. Like, I'm not trying to go out and do a full extra contour. I actually like for my makeup to look very natural like skin on a day-to-day basis. Unless I'm going out to the club or something, then I do the extra. But I like to keep my makeup very simple because like sometimes when I wear makeup I get too much attention and I don't like attention that much. Like, I like natural attention. I don't know, I'm just a little shy, so attention is kind of hard for me because I am kind of shy unless I'm comfortable. But that's another story, okay? But I'm basically trying to contour my nose using like a tiny bit of concealer, and I added that concealer, and then I take my favorite setting powder, well, one of them. I take my Fenty setting powder, and I'm so sorry guys, I don't have my makeup in front of me and I forgot this color, but it's like this banana yellowy color. It reminds me of like that Sacha Buttercup that I used to use. It reminds me of that, and I love using this color setting powder on top of my concealer because it kind of gives me like a contour that pops out a little bit more. When I use like this banana color, it makes my contour pop versus like if I use like a matte, like it doesn't a white translucent powder, it doesn't make me like ashy or anything, but it kind of makes my makeup, my contour just not blend out as much. So when I use the yellow translucent powder, I feel like my contour pops, babe. Pops. So I love using that. And this, I'm doing a different technique. I usually don't do this. I'm actually taking my foundation stick that I'm using as a contour stick, and I'm contouring my face before I blend out my setting powder. I typically don't do that because it gets harder to blend when you have setting powder on your face. But for this, I wanted to put setting powder on my face because I want my foundation stick, like I want the colors to kind of be matte. So if I use setting powder first and then blend out my contour, it'll make the product just more matte. That's what I've seen that it does. It made that creamy more matte. And it actually, the reason I like matte is because I have oily skin, and matte makes me feel like my skin's not gonna get oily as fast. Like I don't want to be shiny throughout the day. So when I put setting powder on first, this kind of made this contouring more matte-ish, a little harder to blend out, but I think it's more worth it in the long run. So this is just a new technique that I was trying out, and it actually worked out for me pretty well. So I'm just going to actually finish contouring my face and blending everything out, and I'm taking this MAC angle brush to blend out my cheeks. That brush is really good for blending out contour because it's kind of big at the beginning and it gets smaller, so it's good for like getting that angle that you want when you're contouring. And this is another one of my favorite brushes I got from MAC. I don't have the brush in front of me, sorry guys. I'll do a more detailed tutorial on the brushes that I use. But I love this brush for contouring my nose because I love, like, it has this triangle shape at the end, and it just makes it so, like, oh my god, so easy to use, especially when you're trying to contour your nose. Like, it helps, see that straight line? Like, it helps create a straight line that I'm trying to create. I love this brush for contouring my nose. It's actually my favorite brush for contouring my nose, and I got it from MAC. And again, I do a more detailed tutorial on where I got my makeup brushes from because I feel like the tools and utensils you use actually plays a really big part in getting flawless makeup. So I'm just blending everything out, and I like to take the end of my beauty blender that I dipped my setting powder in. I like to blend out with that because when I use my beauty blender to blend out my translucent powder, it gives me a way more matte look that I love, again because I have oily skin. So matte is all I like to use on my skin because my skin's oily. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend everything out with my brushes. Okay, so I'm taking this super old BH Cosmetics palette that I got super cheap from TJ Maxx, and I realized TJ Maxx is my new favorite store for high-end makeup because I'll find super deals on it. And I just take this BH Cosmetic palette, and I take them most of the time when I'm starting my makeup. I always go for the most skin tone color in there to start with because I love when I make it blend, and using a color that's like kind of more true to your skin tone really helps with blending out your makeup at the top near your eyebrows. So I always take a color that's like close to my skin tone, and I apply that. And then I take a little bit of concealer. I wasn't trying to do a cut crease. This isn't a cut crease look. I wouldn't consider this a cut crease. I was just kind of trying to mash together colors that would blend together because I'm all about blending out my eyeshadow. So I don't take that much concealer. Like, I don't want my colors, I don't want anything to pop crazy extra. I just kind of want everything to blend seamlessly. And because I'm using like shimmer eyeshadow, I kind of don't use that much concealer. I actually don't think it's necessary to use a concealer when you're dealing with shimmer eyeshadow, because I think you should deal with shimmer eyeshadow when it's wet, and I think you should apply it with your fingers. So I always wet my brush when I deal with shimmer shadows, or I always use my finger. But because I'm not using all shimmer shadows and I did use a matte shadow, I did use a concealer. So this green is a matte, and I love the color of this green. I didn't know I love green eyeshadow until I put this green eyeshadow on. And I would love to do like a smoky eye with this green. I think it would be bomb. Like, I love smoky eyes. I love blending out my eyeshadow. That's my thing. Like, that's my staple, is to blend, 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 blend. I don't know, like, just the cut crease doesn't look that cute on me. Like, it looks cute on other people, but I don't like it on me. I'm always tempted to just blend it out. So I take this green and I just keep applying it. And as you can see, I kind of tap it in there. Like, that's my thing. Like, everybody applies their eyeshadow differently. I like to tap, 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 tap. Like, pack it on first. Everybody packs it on first. But pack on your eyeshadow first and then blend it out. That's one tip I would suggest, is to do that. And as you can see, like I said, like, I'm not with the cut crease. Like, it's not really my thing. It's cute, and it's something I need to know how to do as a makeup artist. But you don't have to know how to do a cut crease. Like, but this is exactly what you would do if you did a cut crease. But yeah. So I take my brush and I start from the corners, and then I go out, out, out. And then I just kind of blend it out a little bit. And I see sometimes some people wipe that excess like shadow off. I chose not to do that in this video. You can do that. I chose not to do that, and it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking for now and just kind of get into the tutorial.